The flower's dying. It needs water.
Ouais, on peut crafter des trucs s'il vous plaît? Merci. Oh la masse ça me paraît bien. Au cyclope. Traitement contre la fatigue. Transforme PV, restaure immédiatement du point de sang. Ça peut être bien ça, putain. Pneumonie. Oh shit. Ah ouais. Ah j'ai vu des maux de tête aussi. Dans maux de tête. J'ai pas pour les maux de tête. J'ai pas pour les maux de tête. Dommage. Et quoi ça? On compte les dégâts infligés ou... Ah ouais d'accord. On compte l'assommage ou les dégâts. Ah ouais non mais là... C'est compliqué. C'est compliqué. Compliqué hein. Je vais attendre un peu hein. J'aime bien la batte pour le moment ouais. J'aime bien. Bon. Tiens. Qui est cette personne là-bas? Ah c'est le mec dans le lit. Attends, j'ai pas réglé son problème, elle, on est d'accord.
That was fast.
I'm afraid the trail of breadcrumbs leads beyond the hospital premises. I must leave for a time.
Is that so?
Now it's time for you to be patient.
Machination.
Franchement, c'est possible.
I hadn't considered that eventuality.
Do be careful, my good doctor.
I'll return with case solved or carried on my shield.
Oh, un argument valide. On peut lui parler à l'autre mec qui... Ouh, il va vraiment pas bien. Toi là-bas là, tu veux un traitement là? Pour ta fatigue.
Hey Doc. You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox.
This place is full of sickness.
Hey, il prend
Consider
ton
yourself
médoc.
lucky that I'm treating all of my patients equally.
Don't play the innocent with me.
Mais c'est ça, ferme-la putain.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
When I get back, I'll have a word with Tom. He's really pissed me off.
Mais ton sang est dégueu frère, j'ai même pas envie de le bouffer ton sang, t'as que 700 d'XP. 700 d'XP, t'es rien en fait. Oh là là. T'es même pas un sneakers quoi. T'es rien. Tu n'es rien. Tu n'es rien, j'en ai. Bon, attends, je peux y aller en vrai ici, en bas. Let's go. On va passer par les quais, tiens, vas-y. Ah, il est en bas lui. Attends, quoi? Attendez. Mais vous êtes en bas monsieur, arrêtez-vous.
It's locked, all right.
Can't you be satisfied with that? We have no reason to be here. I have not survived being buried.
Mais y a pas d'étunage à faire, mais attends, je peux pas les rejoindre? Par là? Non? Bon, je vais me faire foutre. Je vais me faire foutre. Ah, mais attends. What? Ça.
I cannot enter.
Ah, mais je vais les espionner. Ah, ici. Voilà.
Sometimes you act like a real jerk, you know that?
Come on, Ozzy, don't be like that.
What, like what? Like someone who felt betrayed by the man he loves? Did you ever even try to find me? Rescue me?
Ah,
You know, it's
un
not
amour
like
de
that.
bro.
I wanted to. I was so afraid to leave the hospital. Not
Bon,
to
ok, c'est
see
plus que
with
bro,
you.
mais voilà quoi.
We survived this shit together. That's all that matters. I know you did your best.
Ouais, écoutez, hein.
Fuck
Faut pas, hein.
right? And fuck them all. Fuck the war. Fuck them all.
Ouais, fuck the war, ouais, yes. Ah bah ouais. Ah bah ouais, pas de problème, hein. Fuck the war. Ouais. Alors sinon, ça va bien?
Hello again, Mr. Blight. I'm happy to...
I'm eternally grateful, Doctor.
Ah mais question personnelle. Parlez-moi de la guerre.
What can you tell me about the war, Mr. Blight? If you want to speak about it, of course.
War was... Well, you know, sir. The stench of death everywhere. Your mates lying bleeding in the mud. Just praying to make it through and get home. Bloody nightmare.
J'ai combattu en France, moi aussi.
I fought in France, too. I served as a field surgeon, but it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles. Twice.
Vous connaissez Oswald Thatcher avant la guerre?
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield. I think we were in the same boat to France. We've stuck together ever since.
Why do you stay here now that Mr. Thatcher's back?
It's complicated. Since the war, Oswald's been really nervous with the idea of entering any hospital. And me, I've got my own issues.
Can you speak about them?
Rats, sir. Even seeing one.
C'est marrant cette phobie des rats.
You are
C'est à cause de la
always
guerre ça
welcome
qui a eu
at the
ça ou...
Pembroke
Je sais pas. C'est bizarre.
As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by him.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't use...
Ok. Sinon, question personnelle. Votre phobie envers les rats.
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
They started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears,
Ah ouais.
fingers, lips. I couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh. Oswald. He found me and saved me.
Oh, c'est chaud quand même. Hein.
How do you feel about Oswald Thatcher? You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald. We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified, Doctor.
What frightens you so much?
What if people find out? Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that. It's more, well, you know, never thought I'd love a man.
Et ses yeux, ils ont bugué là. Alors, répondre de votre amour. C'est vrai, mais à cette époque, c'est faux. Disons que c'est complexe quoi, cette époque. Hein. Bon, voilà quoi. Donc je ne dis rien à personne, je peux seulement vous conseiller la prudence. Et moi je dis rien à personne, mais je dis rien à personne.
I
Je m'en
won't
fous.
say a word, Mr. Blight. Your secret is safe
Je suis médecin, je dis rien à
Fought for
personne.
my country and I survived.
Ouais voilà frère, c'est
Saw
bon.
my comrades die. And now society tells me I'm a criminal for who I love.
Bah ouais, non mais t'as raison.
It makes me so angry.
T'as combattant de... Non mais mec, t'inquiète. T'inquiète.
Goodbye,
T'inquiète
Mr.
pas, ça va bien se passer. Je te sucerai un jour. Mais pas de la manière dont tu le crois, mais t'inquiète. Et toi là?
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher. Do you feel...
Yes, this neighborhood may stink of dog.
Ah, question personnelle.
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted...
Well, Doctor, take a guess then if you're so interested.
Vous avez été enseveli? Enfance? Non, je pense pas. La culpabilité du soldat? Pourquoi? Je sais pas pourquoi en fait.
When I rescued you, you expressed joy at seeing the sky again. So I'm inclined to believe you were trapped or buried somehow. Maybe during a shelling.
Jeez, you're good, Doc. You're
Ah,
really
ouais.
good.
Go on, please. Tell me more about it.
Ça me paraît
You and
logique,
I
hein.
were trapped in a circulation tunnel after an artillery attack. We were buried alive for several days without ever knowing if we'd be found.
Et si passé quoi quand vous étiez enseveli? Ouais.
Oswald, tell me about what happened when you were buried in that tunnel with Newton.
It was more than dark. It was black as pitch. Hours seemed like days, and days like months. Oh, the terror, the shameful thoughts. Lord have mercy.
D'horribles pensées, genre le...
Shameful thoughts. Tell me about them.
At some point, I don't remember which day, but when I thought we'd never be rescued, that this would be our end, I thought about...
Say it, Mr. Thatcher. If you ever want to heal, you have to say it.
I thought about what I could do to survive, just for a few more days. I thought about killing Newton. Killing and eating him. The man I fucking love.
Ah! Ouais, mais en vrai c'est normal, mec. Enfin... Et ouais, c'est horrible, mais c'est pas déconnant quoi, c'est la survie. Enfin, ouais. Bon, chaud.
It would have
mais c'est
completely
comme ça, hein.
destroyed weaker men.
It did not destroy Newton.
Ouais.
Why were you locked in that sewer? What happened?
I went by the canal after an argument with a friend. Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade.
Votre
Tell me about
claustrophobie.
your claustrophobia.
That's what the bloody doctor said. But I don't...
Why did you run? What was the reason for your...
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital. I can't stand being...
D'accord, c'est pour ça que tu t'es barré comme une merde, hein. C'est couille, hein.
Mr. Thatcher, do you...
No. Since I came back from the war, I spent most of my time and energy just trying to forget.
I understand what you mean.
No. Nobody can truly...
Bon, écoute, mec, hein, pourquoi pas. À propos des sentiments de Newton. À propos de vos sentiments.
Tell me about your true feelings for Newton.
I love him. I'm not ashamed to say it. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't imagine life without him.
Pourquoi devriez-vous avoir honte de le dire?
Why should you be ashamed?
I'm not, I said. But Newton sees it differently.
Ah, c'est faux.
I admire your honesty. It takes courage to stand up to society. The world needs people like you to create change.
Courage is what we needed in the trenches, looking death in the face every day. I speak plain. I speak my mind.
Have you always been this straightforward?
All I know is, before you saved me by the sewer, my only regret was I wouldn't be able to hold or kiss Newton again. I love him, that's all.
Ok.
Newton is conflicted about his feelings towards you. Would you like to talk about it, Oswald?
It makes me sad and angry.
His love for you is genuine.
Newton still has to accept it, knowing he'll be seen as a queer, a fairy, less than a man in those simple-minded bigots' eyes. Though he's more of a man than they'll ever be, so fuck them all.
Eh bah dit comme ça. Et l'hôpital?
Why did you not go to the Pembroke?
I don't trust doctors. All the
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to laugh.
C'est que t'es complexe toi,
Goodbye,
hein.
Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself.
Attendez, peut-être
Hello again,
que...
Mr. Blight.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
À propos du
You
traumatisme...
and Oswald were buried alive during the war. Tell me about it.
Yeah. It was last summer.
Oswald seemed far more traumatized than you by the event.
It wasn't the first time that happened to me. I survived.
Merde.
Oswald seemed
Alors,
far...
attends
It
quoi?
wasn't the first time it happened to me. And surviving it again gave me strength. You believe that?
Ok, j'avoue c'est pas très... ouais.
How did you survive for a week?
Luckily for us, there were rations and water in the tunnel.
Mais...
How did you survive?
Luckily for us, there were
Ah
rations
oui,
and
quand
water
tu
in the
passes, ça
tunnel.
passe tout quoi, c'est au
It
secours.
was an outpost, see. Since then, Oswald's not keen on being inside for too long.
Bah... j'ai toutes les infos qu'il me faut, hein. Écoutez...
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
Écoutez les gars, moi j'ai tout ce qu'il me faut hein. Bon t'as un mal de tête, bon.
Good evening.
Evening.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take...
Ouais voilà quoi, je peux rien faire pour d'autres hein. Enfin là c'est... Tranquille hein. Bon, bah la suite. Fuck. Oh l'autre il a un fusil, ça va être chiant. J'ai intérêt à faire gaffe. Ok. Os. Os. Aïe. Voilà. Ah le feu c'est beau mais ça brûle. Voilà. Bon. Oh il est juste en bas l'autre, ça va tranquille. Il a pas emmerdé longtemps. Alerte, alerte. T'as pas de faire des alertes hein. Aïe oh. Mais calmez-vous. Voilà. Le respect, il faut que ça soit mutuel, commun. Dis donc, c'est compliqué hein. Bon. Ouais, alors, ton carreau, tu te le mets là où je pense. Hein. Vraiment. Pop, 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 pop. Oula, 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 oula. Oula là. Ok. Ah, c'est un boss. Il est compté comme un boss. Switch, ouais, merci. Aïe, 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 petit enchaînement qui fait pas plaisir. Bon, hé, toi là. Eh, il est mort, même d'ailleurs. Aïe 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 aïe. Mais alors toi là. Ah non. Ah les boules. J'aurais dû me concentrer sur l'autre depuis le début en fait. Vous étiez vaincus. Aïe aïe aïe. J'ai fourré. Ah ça me recharge là en vrai. C'est pas déconnant. Comme ça me permet de faire ça. Voilà. Une brasse du mec le plus chiant dès le début. C'est que tu casses les boules toi hein. C'est qui fait mal quand même. Hein. Ah putain. Tu peux me laisser recharger s'il te plaît? Je suis dans la merde là. Il me reste juste un pixel de vie, mais genre tout va bien quoi. Faut que je le tue. Voilà. Non, il est pas mort. Saloperie. Aïe aïe aïe. Commande passée par docteur Tauros Strickland. Ouais.
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
Jamais une bonne idée. Qu'est-ce qui se passait à Tauros Strickland? Ok. Ouais, faut revenir au début quoi. Attends, y'a quoi là? Refuge, ok. Eh bah, nom de Dieu! Oh, je me balade un peu, hein. Porte déverrouillée. Partie stable. Ouais, personne dedans. Peut-être des candidatures. Bonjour Franck, comment vas-tu mon vieil ami? Ça m'a vraiment fait plaisir de te voir la semaine dernière. La prochaine fois tu dois me laisser taper une tournée. J'espère que tout se passe bien de ton côté de la ville. Ici dans ton ex-quartier, la situation ne fait qu'empirer. Clay devient de plus en plus violent. Ouais. Bot Dogby, je vois le délire. Très bien. Oh mais attends. Ouais, de minute. Ça sert vraiment en fait de lire. Attends quoi? Attendez là, genre tout ça là. Dans le doute là. Ouais, puis en même temps je le fais dès que c'est disponible, mais là dans le doute, le jeu m'a mis un gros doute. Voilà. Ah donc il y a des trucs qui sont bien planqués, putain la vache quoi. Bonjour.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reid, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Question personnelle. Votre vie à Londres. Êtes-vous un
Are you
musicien?
some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
Ah ah.
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
Déjà ça.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
J'avoue.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Toi ta vie de criminel
I know you're
là.
looking for an honest job, Booth. You're tired of this criminal life, aren't you?
It's just an idea. Edwina loves to run things so much. You can never really leave the gang. Wet boys for life, you know.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Bah, t'es un salaud qui veut se racheter quoi. C'est quoi que... C'est à qui tu parles toi meuf?
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reid. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I ain't paying any bill left by Clay.
I'm not here to collect payment, miss.
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
Ah peut-être, mais pas tout de suite. Parlez-moi de votre
What
travail
can you
là.
tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
Vous êtes pas du genre à dire. Ah, j'avoue
You're
que
quite
là.
blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
Mais bon, ça
I'm
m'intéresse pas.
not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
C'est pas faux, en effet, en effet.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
C'est pas un peu excessif en vrai?
Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
On sait quelqu'un en
You
particulier?
sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That.
Ah, c'est...
Whatever.
Ouais.
Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
J'ai pas envie de faire ça. Oh là là, au secours.
Booth Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
Franchement, qui s'est fait manipuler le pauvre.
I believe you manipulated Booth Digby to get everything you wanted from him, both inside and outside the bedroom.
The poor bastard is good to me, if you must know. He makes me feel good. And that's a first.
So you're just like any other couple, after all, are you not?
Yeah, we're so ordinary that I'd put a bullet in his head if he ever cheated on me.
Ça, au moins, c'est fait.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
What happened exactly?
I don't know and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the wet boot boys, Doctor. This is our territory and this is our law.
Ok.
And your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reid, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that.
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
Ok.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Alors. Ah, je suis giga pauvre en vrai, hein. Putain. Ouais, bon, c'est pas... Ouais, je connais mieux. Dis donc, on peut reparler, mec, là. Parce que ta meuf, là, elle est un peu... Comment dire
You.
Tell me about the man you killed, Booth. What happened?
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate. That's the whole story.
There has to be more to it than that.
No, really, one of us got killed, so the killer had to die. That's how things have always been done round here. No one gives a shit.
Quoi, sérieux? Non mais dis donc... Ah mais... Non mais... Quoi? Et quelqu'un va finir par vous tuer du coup, vu que vous avez tué le... Non mais...
It's an endless spiral. One day, it will be you who will be stabbed, or shot, or worse.
That's what my sweet Edwina always says, that one day I'll get it too. But she says it with the most beautiful smile, my Edwina.
Vous avez un sérieux problème, hein.
Do you know Edwina suspects you to be unfaithful?
Edwina's the one who asked to be called Mrs. Cox, even though Clay hadn't touched her for such a long time.
You have not answered my question.
She's a passionate woman. I've no doubt she'll shoot me down if I ever betray her, but that's not going to happen. I love her as she is.
Putain, toi en vrai, il faudrait que je suce ta meuf pour que tu sois libre en fait. C'est triste. Hein, c'est triste, hein, mais bon, il y a moyen. Ok.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Ok. On va visiter encore un peu les docks, hein, voir qu'est-ce qui se passe. Hein. Pom. Oh, par là-bas. Ah bah oui, lui c'est vrai que... Ouais. Je peux crafter un autre truc pour la fatigue en vrai. Attends. Pom 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 pom. Je veux juste crafter hein. Quoi dedans? Oh, tout remplir. Fatigue. Hop là. On me paraît bien. Hop. Et hop. Pom 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 pom. Ah bah tiens parfait.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid.
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to remember you. This time.
Ça va mec
Surely you must have had dreams and expectations when you were young, like everybody else.
Sure. I wanted things to change. To really change. And to change for good. The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Le monde va si mal que ça?
Do you really think the world is that bad?
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure, but others will come.
Ok.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believe that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reid.
Ah ouais, ben, ouais.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Ah. Donc une révolution sans victime.
Do
Ok.
you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
Ouais.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
Eh ben.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly. So joyful.
Pourquoi t'es si
Why are you
cynique
so
là? Oui,
cynical?
non, mais...
Cynicism is the polite way to express despair, Doctor.
Y'a raison pour se
No
réjouir.
reason at all to rejoice, then. Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
Très bien, allez-y.
All right. Go on.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could change things around here for good, a tragedy occurred nearby.
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb. Bomb that exploded and killed many people. Metal and blood everywhere. Shouts, fire, broken window of the shoe shop, the torn street light.
You lost people you loved that day, didn't you?
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is? I don't even remember where it happened. I've drunk so much to forget it. And now I can't remember where it was. I can't pay my homage to the dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Delaney.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower for me there. Even if you tell me where it is. I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
Putain mec, t'as l'air triste ta vie quoi. Non mais vraiment.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Delaney?
I drink.
Don't you work at all?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time.
Why do you drink?
Maybe it's because I prefer dyings.
You sound very sad.
That's
Ouais, il boit pour
because I
oublier là,
am
clairement. Non mais là.
Is there any
How dare you?
no reason at all to rejoice?
Let me tell you.
Laisse-moi vous raconter une histoire. Ah non, je la connais.
Another-
Ah ouais.
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
Non attends,
Good
wait,
evening, Miss
attends.
Noir.
T'as mal au
Inebriation
crâne.
is-
Yes.
Tiens.
Take this, then.
Hey, Doc, you don't really want me to stop.
Goodbye,
Voilà.
Mr. Delaney.
Parce que t'en as besoin. T'en as besoin, mec, hein, vraiment. Mon dieu. Mais qu'est-ce qui se passe là? Eh oh, calmez-vous, là, cette porte vous a rien fait, monsieur.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being
Ah, t'es ce genre de
polite.
mec, quoi.
I'm Dr. Reid. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
Oh, toi, tu vas être chiant, toi. Oh, toi, tu vas.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. That's what I do.
Bien.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just want her to smile. No, I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Ah.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
Is there no one who deserves your leniency then?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
Are you thinking about someone in particular?
Nope. Hate them all. Especially these petty...
Non,
whiny
je déteste tout le monde, surtout les gamins. J'aime personne. J'emmerde tout le monde. Voilà, ils peuvent aller se faire foutre. Putain, quoi.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Ok, mec, je vois. Tout le monde peut aller se faire foutre. Je vois. Oh là là, putain, mais il y en a des PNJ là par contre. Au secours. Comment je fais pour accéder là? Par là sûrement. Ouvrir? Ah.
Good evening, madam.
Ah d'accord.
I'm Dr. Reid. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
Niveau de charme de Rocky. Ah bon.
I'll leave you then. Good night.
Mais comment on augmente son charme? Parce que... C'est une compétence? C'est quoi là? En fait c'est quoi le délire? J'avoue, là pour le moment, mon charme, il est tout claqué mon charme là. Enfin...
It's locked. Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
Pour le moment.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
D'accord. Ça va gamin?
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any.
Ah.
So you have no home. You're sleeping rough.
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
Ah c'est tragique hein.
This city
C'est
has
vraiment...
abandoned so many of
Ah
its children.
c'est vraiment tragique hein.
Well, I'm no worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
Je vois.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
Ah oui, d'accord.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
Ah, c'est chiant ça.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's
J'ai
all
des trucs
about
de la
staying
mémoire
out of
cet âge-là,
trouble.
chaud hein.
But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Pourquoi on t'évite en
Why
fait?
do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Ouais d'accord, des
Have you
conneries
ever
quoi.
thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I...
Ouais, tu connais les rues et ouais, ok.
So long, Rufus.
So long. So long. Ouais. Toi t'as un rhume. Ouais, bon on va rentrer hein.
The good dog's fault, they say. Then the gangs, the epidemics, everyone's throwing the blame.
I cannot enter.
Comment ça? Chiant, ça arrêtez de tirer, bordel de merde. Ouais. Putain, je peux vraiment pas me téléporter. Ah non. Chiant. Qu'est-ce que je fais? Arrêtez l'interface de ce jeu, au secours. Effacer les repères. Voilà. Du coup, gauche, petit pont. Et attends, je peux pas passer par là? Mais c'est trop chiant, ouais, attends.
It's locked, all right.
Il peut être ouvert de ce côté. Faut que je fasse grand tour. Attends, quoi? Mais c'est trop chiant. Quelle idée à la con, je vous jure. Attendez. Faut que je fasse ce tour là. Je vais à droite. Alors disait à la con, j'en ai vu, mais là quand même. C'est sacrément une idée de merde. Faut que je continue par là. Bonjour. Tais-toi. Oh putain le coup de pompe. Ah. Pas de problème comme ça. Pas de problème, y'a que des solutions. Du sang On va ouvrir de ce côté là, comme ça. Voilà. Ah mais je vous jure. Vraiment. Hop 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 hop. Quartier satisfaisant. Ah, mise en respawn. Non mais ils font chiant ça par contre. Hop, viens là toi. Ça va mec? T'embête pas hein? Je t'emmerde pas on dirait. Bah tant mieux hein. Tout droit. Non, tout droit j'ai dit le jeu, merci.
Go back home, idiot!
Ouh.
He's on him! He's on him! He's done for!
Ah j'ai plus d'endurance, merde. Attendez un peu. Hop. Voilà. battre là. On en parle plus. Ah, par contre le respawn est assez vénère. Hein. Il respawn assez vite. Hein. Bon toi t'as récupéré, t'as rien à me dire tu vois en plus là, j'ai parlé des mecs bizarres là. Non? Non. Ok.
I'll leave you for now.
Toi c'est pareil là, t'as pas...
Good evening.
Good evening.
Question personnelle? Non plus. Bon.
Goodbye now.
Je sais pas, j'avais souvenir, je sais pas pourquoi. Toi dès que j'ai du charme! Mais t'es... Attention. Bon alors du coup... Popolopolom. Ouais, on va te voir toi. Hein.
Good evening, Mr. Good evening.
Je viens pour des infos.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick.
Ah,
I'll see
c'est
you
peut-être
later.
pas toi qu'il faut que j'aille voir du coup, c'est peut-être les médecins. Bah c'est toi du coup. Hop.
Good evening, Doctor.
And good evening.
Votre fournisseur... Attendez. Ouais, votre fournisseur a disparu.
I
Là.
located the shop, but it was vandalized, and the owner is missing. All I found was your order.
I was afraid of such bad news. People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list you ordered. Opium, sodium hypochlorite. It can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
This dreadful influenza, of course. I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without success, I must admit.
Do you realize you could create a lethal poison without the correct dosage? Then there are the legal ramifications.
Is this not true of any medical substance, Dr. Reid? However, if you would agree to improve it, I'd be glad to accept your help.
As long as you promise to be scrupulous with your experiments, I may try to gather these substances, and even help improve upon the mixture.
That's all I'm asking for, Dr. Reid. That's all I'm asking.
Ouais.
I want to know about these secret tests you run, and if they can save people from this epidemic. Speak to me now,
Ouais, c'est ça, parce que
I know
là,
I may
bon...
sound presumptuous, but I'm just following your steps, Dr. Reid. I'm casting away the shadows of ignorance by daring to face them.
Self-confidence is essential in our line of work, my young colleague, but only if tempered with the correct amount of cynicism.
But you never doubt yourself, Dr. Reid. I've read all your articles and books. You performed the most daring research during the war.
Un tombeau recherche, non, vous êtes pas sérieux. Pff, ouais. Non mais en vrai t'as mon soutien, enfin je suis qui pour te... Je suis qui pour te contredire en fait.
You have my support, Dr. Strickland. I know exactly what it feels like to battle an unknown disease, with only your mind and force of will to help you.
Thank you, Dr. Reid. You don't know what that means to me.
Ouais, on espère que je fasse pas de la merde.
I want to know.
I know
Non,
you
je le sais ça, au secours, voilà. Tac, 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 ouais.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Les ingrédients
I
manquants
can't
et les
let
vols médicaments.
Strickland put his
Oh putain.
patients at risk with opium. Perhaps an adjusted formula will deliver more of a placebo effect.
Apportez l'unité de somme à votre bureau médical. Ah ouais.
I'm quite busy.
Question personnelle.
Do you think Dr. Strickland has any chance of curing the Spanish flu by himself?
His wish to cure the sick is not driven by pride, but by an idealistic view about our mission here. Honestly, I don't know which is worse.
You consider him a good practitioner, yet you will not report his methods.
Strickland may be a rival, but I will not use dirty tricks or regulations to prove him wrong. We are doctors, not politicians.
Eh ben, une fois que t'es d'accord avec lui.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Bon bah écoutez, moi j'en ai rien à dire. Hein. Vous allez continuer comme ça les gars. Hein.